So next, what we want to talk about is another trailer. This one's not leaked this time, but it is the second trailer, I think, for Kraven the Hunter.
Believe so.
Last trailer we got, I think, was over a year ago, which is insane. But
I mean, they pushed it back, and it's
like twice. Yeah.
I mean,
now it's coming out in December.
Sony and their plans, and
it's insane to me that we have 2 more Sony movies this year. But
we have 2 Sony movies.
We already had one. Yeah. So
we have 3 Sony movies this year.
Yeah. But I'm saying 2 more for the rest of the year. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this one, I will say, and I think we both agree that, this was a little better than the last one.
You could say it's not terrible.
It's not terrible, probably because they left out his power origin. I'm very happy they did that.
I liked. Well, yeah. Sorry, go on. I'll bring up.
No. Go for it.
No. It won't make sense now. Just go.
I mean, look, I think what's exciting in this trailer to me is the action. I think there was a lot of really exciting violent action. Yeah, and something that you don't see a lot from Marvel. I know it's Sony, but still in the Marvel-ish universe. And I really liked most of his outfits in this trailer. I mean, it felt very Kraven. So I'm happy with that. And I'm mostly happy with our first look at Rhino. I think he looks a little like too CGI to me, but it's a cool a real version from the comics. It's not like I know, but he wasn't this like metal Rhino that we saw at like the end of Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, that is also true.
Right.
And I will and I somebody posted like, what do you think about Rhino? And a bunch of people were like, getting really upset that he basically is this anamorph of types. You know what I mean? Like,
the face doesn't look great. I'm not a huge fan of the face. I'll say that.
And like everyone was like, I would be happy, I'd be fine with whatever version we got as long as we got a comic accurate version first. And could somebody potentially make a comic accurate Rhino work? I'm sure somebody could.
I'm sure you can make any comic thing work.
But that one is really hard to do because it is a man stuck in a rhino suit, and that is the goofiest shit.
That is pretty goofy.
It's so goofy. So as much as I don't, I would have I think it works. I think it works with the context of how they're defining like how the powers work. I think it's mostly fine. Like I think it's the most Rhino that we've that we're probably gonna get, because I can't imagine like if somebody wanted to do something.
Yeah, we're never gonna see that version you described. I don't think that's gonna be possible.
You could I could see him in like a mechanized suit, but the fact is that who purposefully wanted to make a Rhino suit? Like they were like, that's the suit I want I want it to look like a Rhino. And that it's the same thing that I kind of have with like Scorpion, where I'm like, who is like, yeah, make it like have a tail. And it's green and it's the Scorpion. It's like, I don't know. It's a little cheesy.
Sure.
But so I'm not like, I don't think it's amazing, but I think it's okay. But the thing that I think makes me upset about it is not so much the look, because the look is fine. And it's not that he like transforms into a rhino. I think like people can understand that. That makes sense. And and I get it. It's mostly that this is not actually how Rhino, like this is almost completely different character than what Rhino is. And it makes me go like, well, you turned Rhino into like I get it. Like
I basically turned him into an antagonist for Kraven, pretty much.
But it's not
sure, but it's a different like Anamorph, like you were saying.
No,
right?
it's not.
Not
that.
even okay. Not even that. Okay.
No.
Okay.
He Rhino is supposed to be a fuck. Like, I'm not saying that like you have to stick to this, but it feels strange to me to have somebody be Rhino and be like this like smart, calculated leader of like a group of people, like militia group of sorts, villain, when he's really just typically been this like dumb, really strong guy who like, breaks a bunch of shit.
I think that's kind of what I was saying though, with like that he's more of a Kraven antagonist now, where like he's been reworked a lot to be a part of his story, right? And he's not. Like, you're right. He's not the same character. Yeah,
but you could have had somebody else be like the brains, and then him be like the big like the muscle guy that you fight. And when I watch it, I'll be like, you know what? That's what they decided to do with the character. I just don't. I don't love it because like it's almost like he's a completely different character than what he's been. And I know I sound kind of hypocritical because sometimes I'm like, well, you can rework a character into different things,
right?
But it just feels weird to me. Like it just feels strange to have him be like this, like, tell me more about this hunter, and I'm intelligent, and I'm, gonna lure him into this trap, and I'm gonna, I don't know. It's just it's anyways, that's what I went. But somebody said, I can't wait for the scene where Rhino gets a drop of Rhino blood, and it's like, with great power comes great horniness.
Is that in the comics is what you're saying, or
no?
Is that in the trailer?
No, somebody in the comments was just I can't wait for the scene where he'll turn into a rhino and he'll learn that from great power comes great horniness.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'm lost on the
horn.
Rhino.
He has a horn.
Okay. The pun. Yeah, I wasn't thinking pun jokes. So sorry about that.
He has a horn.
Yeah. Well, rhinos have horns, so
horniness.
I know.
Okay, all right.
I get the pun. I get the pun. I do. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. What else did the trailer? So I don't know if anybody else noticed this, but the synopsis they dropped with the first trailer from last year, they mentioned Spider-Man in the synopsis, basically saying like, watch Kraven before he takes on his biggest, arch nemesis and Spider-Man, something like that. And then the new one takes him out entirely, doesn't acknowledge that he would ever fight Spider-Man. And I feel like maybe it's not like as big of a deal as maybe people are thinking it is, because obviously Spider-Man was never going to show up in this movie. But I think they're maybe just worried that they don't want to mislead anyone into thinking, hey, or even in the next movie that he's gonna fight Spider-Man. Like if he even has a next movie, right?
If there even is a next Sony movie.
Even the next man. But yeah, go on.
I don't know if I see them continuing. I just don't.
Yeah, I mean, do they have anything on the schedule after Kraven?
I don't know.
Right. Well,
I mean, another thing I would like to say positively, the idea of I think Russell Crowe, as his dad, is still going to be somewhat of an antagonist.
Oh, I think he'll be the main antagonist.
But it is interesting to see him as to know that the story is still kind of the character of Kraven somewhat taking revenge, somewhat still feeling like he has to live up to this thing that his dad wanted him to be, and then having this, the other son being like, you're still just going to be just like him, and it's, you don't want to be like him,
right?
And I think the story I'm kind of getting more behind. I kind of like the idea of what they're trying to do with it. I think the action does actually look really great. I'm still not excited to see him, get the lion's blood and we all go like, okay, whatever.
Yeah. But you know what I am happy about? I am happy, and this isn't like a big spoiler for Spider-Man 2 because I'm sure you still haven't like finished it.
No, I finished it.
Oh, you did? Okay. So the Kraven in that universe, it's not a bad design or personality for or even motivation. I like all of that. I think what I was the most unhappy with is that he had this like thousands of people in his army that he came with to like New York City. And I was like, yeah, I don't really need like all that.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to maybe get more like just solely focused on Kraven. Yeah, being a hunter by himself.
Because the trailer just told you so many times that he's a hunter.
He's a hunter. Yeah, yeah.
If you didn't know, he's a hunter.
Yeah, yeah. Did you know, Zack, that he's a hunter?
Not until this trailer did I know that he was a hunter.
Yeah, I didn't either, apparently. Yeah.
I would also it was with great horns comes great horniness.
Oh, okay.
I would also like to say that some people said I'm not really Kraven this movie.
That's a good one. I like that.
I'm gonna start Kraven soon. You won't like me when I'm Kraven.
It's Kraven time.
What if he joins up with other members of the Sinister Six and said, "What are we? Some kind of Sinister Squad?"
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that. I hope all these lines make it eventually. That'd be great.
Or I can't wait to hear when Kraven says, "I'm craving justice."
That's the best one yet. That's the best one. Yeah.
I'm not just hungry. I'm craving.
Okay, we got to end it on a really good one.
How about when you heard when the man comes around about 1 million times? Remember that song in the trailer? It just says when
the man. Yeah.
When the man comes around. I don't know. I have a craven for human blood.
Good. That's a great one. Yeah.
And Morbius shows up.
The team up we all wanted. But yeah, it looks decent.
Yeah.
I don't have high hopes, but I will probably go see it because I'm a sheep. So
I mean, look, I do think that it's probably the best looking trailer for a Sony Marvel movie since Morbius, because as much as I did not like Morbius, the trailer for Morbius was actually quite good, and I was actually a little excited about it.
I feel like Venom 3's was better for me
than this.
Yeah,
I think I like this better than Venom 3, to be honest.
Interesting. I think there was just a little more exciting things shown in the Venom 3 trailer, but I get it. It's not a great trailer either. I don't know. I feel like whoever is working at Marvel creating trailers is not working with Sony to create those same trailers.
No.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Yeah, we'll be there. We'll maybe review it.